Well, I wasn't really planning on recording this route today, but I thought, well, if I'm out for a walk, why not? I'm just parked at the Sligrachan terminus, just down at the foot of the Larach. Made sure, I don't think there's any buses running on a Sunday, and I don't think this turning point's used anymore because there's one closer to Ardentinny. But if you're going to park here, just keep it clear anyway, just in case. But yeah, I've made other videos in the past where we've gone up there, and it takes you up the Larach towards Larach. So I've made videos there before, but what we're going to do this time, we're going to go up this track. I've done this before, it was quite a long while ago, and to be honest I don't really remember much about it. But it's a weird day today. It's not supposed to be raining, but it does, and it's 1 minute the sun's out, next minute it's dark and raining, so I don't think this is a particularly long walk, so we'll do it. I'm more interested to see what condition the track's in, so maybe I could bring my bike up here if it's worth it, because like I say, I don't think it's a particularly long walk, but we'll see. And that is a prime example of what I've been seeing all over the place. I'm used to seeing trees coming down at the roots just because of the rainfall, but some of the storms I've had in the last couple of months have resulted in a lot of trees just snapping basically. So unfortunately this is quite a common sight at the moment. So far I've been quite impressed with the condition of the path, because there's a lot of streams that have run, a lot of waterfalls, a lot of streams so far. Most of the other tracks that I've been to where that's the case, they've overflowed and ripped up the track, leaving the track basically just covered in little ravines and crevasses. But yeah, the condition here's pretty good. I don't know if it's because they've still got the trees here, so they've not had the landslides and the landslips that some of the other tracks have had, because that seems to be a major problem. You know, it's not just that the wee streams overflow, but with all the rain and the wind we've had over the last few months, the actual ground has slipped away and blocked these runoffs. And that's when they overflow into the track and do all the damage. But yeah, this one's either very well maintained or just nature has stopped the ground from coming down. But it's so far so good. Definitely bring the bike up here so far. And that's the first sign of damage I've seen, which is not bad because I've been walking for about 15 minutes and everything's been hunky-dory. So if that's the worst we're going to see, then that's great, because it's only blocking half the track. But, we shall carry on and hope the rain doesn't get much heavier. Ah, now that's disappointing. Losing height so early in the walk. You work hard to gain the height, and then you don't really want to be losing it until towards the end of the walk, and we're already losing height. So many waterfalls here. You're literally every 30 seconds they seem to pass another one. I'm wondering, is that like a track there? Sometimes it's difficult to know if there's a natural trail, or like here it's just a bit of debris of a road, you know, track debris, or whether it's a deer trail. But yeah, there's possibly a wee track through there, but not definite enough to justify and go through all that deadwood there, so I'll just carry on the main track. You can see here from these marks as well, there's obviously quite a lot of deer in the area. So we have had a deer come through here not so long ago, given that it's been raining, and it looked pretty fresh. So I'm also seeing fresh bike tracks with doggy marks beside it, so I see where you've been, Sandra. Okay, I come to a point in the track where it diverges off, and that's it going up there. Yeah, doable on a mountain bike, a bit of a struggle, but I'd be up for that. Trouble is, I've lost half my map here because I have no mobile phone reception here, and I forgot to cache the map before I came out. But hopefully when I gain a bit of ground and go round the mountain a little bit more, I'll pick up a signal and I'll get to see more of the map. But that's us there where that red triangle is. So when you go up the track, and then at some point it joins that track there, where that will take me back down onto the main road. Although, to be honest, there's a few other trails going uphill here which I may explore because I've got loads of time. Yeah, actually this wee single track is pretty steep and it's pretty slippy. I'm not sure you could come up here on an e-bike because I suspect the power would just spin the rear wheels out. You'd probably have to, if I come up here with my bike, I think I'll have to get off it and walk it up this section. But all that height we lost, we're starting to gain it again, which is good. Yeah, yeah, the thought of pushing my e-bike up here, to be honest, gives me the heebies. Pretty steep, pretty slippy, and my e-bike is pretty heavy, but never say never. I may do it. We'll just have to see. Although I'm seeing a lot more water damage to the trail here, probably because of the steepness, meaning the water runs faster and therefore cuts into the track a bit more. But oh, through there we must go. Right, I'm starting to see some sky through there and some sky through there, so I'm going to take a guess and think that's areas where the trees have been cleared, which means I'm probably getting pretty close to the track. That's like the main forest road. Oh, I'm knackered. But I said that I'd been in that track before, but I didn't really remember much of it. But oh yes, I do remember that steep single trail. The memories come back. So if I'm right, we're going to be in the main forest road in a few minutes. And there we are. Less than a couple of minutes, literally a minute. Just for a second there I thought I was going to have to turn in my Chief Scouts awards, rather. But yeah. So basically take the left to take you down by the old hotel and back onto the Ardentinny Road. Was it the Finnet Hotel, or I can't remember the name of it. I don't think it's open as a hotel anymore. But I'm going to go up to the right just to see where it goes, because I'm in that sort of mood. I have a funny feeling I recognise this track. I think I came up here in my e-bike last year, but I came up the main track, you know, that we're going to end up going back down when we head back. So I think I accessed it through one of the other forestry trails, and I think I was up here. I think there's a hydro dam at the end of this track, but I'm not 100% certain, because let's be honest, at the end of the day a lot of these tracks look very similar to each other. But we'll soon find out. Yeah, I'm right. I do recognise it. That's the way we're going to go up, and I think that's the way it takes you to the hydro dam. There's also a wee track, really steep track off to the right that goes up onto the open hillside, which I think I posted a video a couple of years ago moaning about how up there it had all been ripped up by the by the off-road bikers had obviously been up there and ripped the hell out of the place. But so we are going to go that way. That track eventually dead ends, but it takes you back. When it dead ends, if you by the bike, you can still walk it, although it's very overgrown, and eventually it'll take you to a point where you're overlooking the top of the Larach hill and the Whistlefield Road. But we're going this way. Yep, I'm right. That's twice in one day. That must be a record. But that's the track. If you follow that up, it takes you up to a plateau. I think there's a big sheep pen up there as well, and it's really close to the top of some of the smaller hills. I've only done it once when I was on foot. Last time I was here, like I said, I was on my e-bike, so I didn't do it. The other way is here. That really steep slope. So needless to say, when I was here with my e-bike, I walked it up, and coming back I bottled it. I was going to ride down it and I bottled it, so I ended up just walking the bike down as well, which to be honest is probably more hazardous. I probably would have been better riding it down. I'm still to decide whether to go up there or not. I'm getting really hungry. I think I will. I'll show you the hydro dam up there. It's such a difference when you get into the wind. Before, when I was at the foot of that big steep climb, I was stripped down to my t-shirt. Even though it's February, I was stripped down to my t-shirt because I was so hot and sweating. But the minute I cleared that steep slope, the wind just hit me. I couldn't get my fleece on fast enough. But here, so as you can see, there's open hillside up there. There's a hydro dam down there. So I think I'm going to go down there and see if there's anywhere to sit so I can have my lunch. But so much for 10% chance of rain. I think in Argyll, if it says 10%, that means 100%. Anything above 0 means 100% chance of rain. And to be honest, even when it says 0 chance of rain, pack your cagoule just in case. So here we are. Off the top of my head, I can think of 4 hydro dams within a few miles radius of here. There's quite a few of them. Don't know how much power they generate, but better than nothing. Really needed that lunch. I was so hungry. So it was tiger bread baguette with ham and cheese, pickles, English mustard and some sliced cherry tomatoes. Fantastic. Unfortunately, just the time it took me to eat it, my wet and sweaty clothes are now incredibly cold. That wind has picked up as well. So once I get down this really steep bit, I'm going to have to pick up the pace and get my body heat back up again. Might even put on my megalomatic hat as well. Who knows? Who knows if I'll get that cold. I still can't believe this is February though. But yep, that's where we're going. Back down this slope. That's not even the steep bit. And then make a beeline down the main forest track back to the main road. That's the thing about going down a slope like this. 2 main things I always try and remember: never lose control of your speed. Oops. And always check your footing. You know, try and avoid tree roots, smooth rocks, bits of moss. Where possible, try and stick to bits where you get loose stones like this that your boots can dig into. Try and avoid single stones that can roll away from you. So look at that. Not always possible, even when you're being careful. But yeah, almost there. Okay, that's the way we come up that way. Don't really want to go back that way though, even though the car's in that direction and we're going the opposite direction to the car. But I don't really like going back the same way I came, and I really don't fancy going down that really steep hill when it's so slippy. So it's mainly, well, it's proper tracks all the way back to the main road from here, so nice leisurely walking. And that's another trail there. In fact, when I came up with my mountain bike last year to go to that hydro dam, this is the track I came up. That'll eventually take you back down onto the main Ardentinny road. It comes out just after the generator hut, where the water from the hydro scheme goes through to power the generator. So effectively we've got the Sligrachan trail, then we've got this trail, and the next trail along is the one that we should be coming out on, which is the one near the old hotel. This track, I always used to struggle to find that track, but I noticed somebody's put a little cairn here, so it should be a lot easier to find it now. But it's just as well it's there, because it's quite overgrown. But you can just see it. You can just see it's worn a little bit. But anywho, onwards and unfortunately upwards again. I don't have the time just now, but I've never noticed that track, that wee small track that goes up there. I think when the summer comes and the day's longer and I've got more hours in the day, that's definitely one to go exploring, see how far up it goes. But anyway, back to the main track. And that's yet another track that goes up quite a steep, narrow gorge, and the dead ends at another hydro scheme. In fact, you can tell whenever you see these white poles, that kind of shows the route that the water and the communications lines take. But yeah, I've been up there a couple of times as well, but again, not today. And this is where the track ends. Fingal's Well. I have no idea who Fingal is and why he was on well in the first place, or for that matter, I've never actually found a well either. So in terms of history, that's a bit as much as you get. There's no signs up there that says here's Fingal's Well or whatever. But yeah, that's us coming to the main road. So it actually comes out pretty close to the turn off for Ardentinny Beach. So we're going left here along the main road. About a mile and a half back to the car now, and then off to the pub for a pint. Thank you very much for watching, and if I remember, as usual, I'll put a wee snapshot at the end just showing the route that I took.